Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Simplified, a show that explains intense topic from around the world and simplifies it for you so that you can appear cooler in front of your friends.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Well, what a way to start the 100th episode of the TFG General Football podcast. Now, I am personally very happy. We all are on the occasion of this 100th episode, that since we started on YouTube.
This is not it's actually not the 100th episode overall. I mean, we had 1 year full of episodes on Savan, and this is the 100th episode on YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm coming to. Well, now we started in Jan on it becoming a daily show on YouTube, and we've reached so back when we were on Savan, we were still like it was together. Like you couldn't really distinguish between saying this is the first episode of football, because it used to be football and cricket used to go simultaneously. But this is now, since it's a separate entity where cricket goes a lot different, fantasy cricket is different and football is different. So here we can say and raise our collars up and say, hey, cheers to the 100th episode of the TFG Football podcast. Now, thanks for all the followers who are listening to us, and for the kind words, for the critics. As I said yesterday, everything is welcome. Now, as a fan of Manchester United, it's again a great morning for me, because this, as we always keep saying, we record in the morning. Now, moving on, let's talk about Indian football, because yesterday there was a press meet where Stephen Constantine was talking about the tidbits of what's happening in the camp and how does it look. Now, Kevin was at the press meet, and he had a few interesting stuff to say. Now, the news bit that emerges out are we're missing out on Kevin Lobo and Subrata Paul due to injuries, and of course Sunil Chhetri, who is definitely not going to play against Nepal. We'll have to wait and see how does it progress once the Kyrgyzstan game comes up. Now, there were other stuff as well, but I would not take much time in talking about that. Instead, let me get Kevin into the discussion. Kevin, what else did he have to say about?
So, various topics were being discussed. Majorly, if I break them down into three, it was injuries, what caused the injuries, PIOs, that is the buzz that is going on, and also a bit look into how Constantine feels that he's down over the 2.5 years. Okay,
that's interesting. I mean, injury updates we have, and we have a lot of stuff. It's a mixture of a lot of things over there. So let's head on with the conversation and directly hear from him.
Sunil has a grade 1 hamstring tear. He's been told 3 to 4 weeks before he can play. So by the time we play Kyrgyzstan, will be about 4 weeks.
Okay.
Now, depending on how his recovery is going, and I'm sure they're doing a good job looking after him in Bangalore, he will come to us on the 2nd, and we then have to assess him and evaluate his condition. Kevin, as we know, has not played much and is not in, should we say, condition due to his injury. His brother has a hamstring issue, and again, he's somebody who hasn't played too much. So these are things we have to deal with. I mean, the Federation Cup for me could not have come at a worse time. And you look at 3 games in 5 days in 45 degrees, and there's going to be a problem. I had suggested that we have the Federation Cup as a knockout, but due to prior commitments, we couldn't change it this year. Hopefully next year we can sort that out, because we don't need our players playing 5 games in 3 days, 3 games in 5 days. Sure.
There is a buzz around players of Indian origin being looked into for the national team.
Yeah.
Is this something that is true?
Again, that's above my pay scale. However, it was something that I looked into when I first came. Brazil are doing it, Germany are doing it, Italy are doing it, Spain are doing it. Why aren't we? We have at least 4 or 5 players that would walk into this national team. and make us better overnight. This is not my choice. I am very happy with the players I have, but if there was that opportunity to bring in some of these guys who want to play for India, of course it would just make things better.
But would you
There's
say
a
it's
lot of answer.
Sorry.
Now, please.
Would you say it's a temporary solution, having PIOs in the team?
Look, that's also a good question. The long-term solution is to improve the level of coaching here in India. We have the talent in this country, more than any of you ever know. Okay, the problem has been not looking for it. More than 50% of the academy players now have been scouted in the last 2.5 years. We are not looking at 2 tournaments to select our national teams anymore. We're looking at every tournament.
The sports minister recently tweeted that they are also looking at PIOs. Have they sent out some communication to you?
No.
Not really. That's I can tell you from the administrative side, not really.
Okay.
But we have an overseas scouting portal.
Yeah, look, we have the overseas scouting portal where we have, I think there's 2 players in the under-17s who have come from that. Lebanon don't play like Kyrgyzstan.
Okay.
Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan play like Kyrgyzstan, and my first choice would be Uzbekistan to play, but they have bigger fish to fry. And Turkmenistan are playing a home game, so they're not going to come out. So what I wanted to play was one of the former Soviet teams, which most resemble the style of play, which is always the case.
Yeah.
Lebanon are a very good side. They would have been great position for us, as would Yemen, as would Bahrain. But it's very difficult to arrange these games. I looked at every possible team that could come in and play us on the way to where they were going. So you're not going to get, for example, Turkmenistan are not going to fly to India to play a friendly to go back home and play against Palestine, for example.
Yeah.
So you have to look at the other schedules, but we need games. Nepal has been a thorn in our side for many years. I know them, the mentality. They will run, they will fight, and we need these games. So he's not missing. He's in Bangalore. I'm just being funny. Look, we don't know if he will be ready for the Kyrgyzstan game. For sure, he will not play in the Nepal game. We are waiting to see him on the 2nd. When he comes, we then have to evaluate him there, how ready he is, and we will have to take it day by day. I think it will probably be a last-minute decision: play him or not play him, or put him on the bench. And if we need him, bring him off the bench. As
in the Nepal game, are you looking at how the team kind of makes up for his absence and how?
Look, there is there's going to be a moment when we will be without Sunil. Be it now, be it next year. I don't know how long he has. But what I've said to him is, as long as he's doing the work that we want him to do, and as long as he's fit, then he will be a part of this team as long as I'm here. Now, if that changes, where he cannot do the work, or we have players now in every position that are going, what about me? What about me? At the moment, Sunil is okay. I'm sure he's looking over his shoulder. But everybody is. Building a team that's going to be around for the next 5 or 6 years. My biggest achievement is being 99 so far.
100.
June 1st? A little bit ahead,
Next
week. But and I'm very happy that we have managed to break the 100 for the first time in a very long time. I think for me as a coach, the biggest achievement is seeing a young player, break into the national side and I don't give debuts for the sake of giving debuts. Always, when I came here, I knew that we needed to change something. There was a reason that we were 173. Okay? Whatever that reason was, that needed to change. So I think at the moment, the culture has completely changed. Players come in here and they don't know how long they'll be here. Now, when you don't know how long you're going to be, you do everything you can to enjoy the time that you're there. And that's what I want. And I used the statement that JJ made, I think it was last year, words similar to, I've scored a lot of goals in the national team since Constantine came, and I'm still not guaranteed. They're a big side, a lot of big players, physical. They'll be very, very difficult at set plays, corners, free kicks, long throws, and we need to be focused 100%. You know, sometimes players in many teams, the ball goes out of play and you think, it's time to go breathe, but it's not. And that's actually the time when you need to be more alert, because somebody's just running behind you, and because you are looking out, because the ball is out of play, you've missed the play. So they will be a tough team, but so are we. So every game is an opportunity to play for India. Who wouldn't want to play for India? So when you give players the opportunity to represent their country, is the highest you're ever going to get in your life as a player. Why wouldn't you want to play? Why wouldn't you want to give everything? And to be fair, the players that we've selected, 90% of them have given everything.
Well, you heard the man talk about the various things, and let's see how this pans out, the camp as well as the match against, Nepal coming soon. Now we'll bring you all the updates about that. Well, now the news that came out yesterday about this whole, the Indian football roadmap and all of this stuff. Now the thing is, the AFC General Secretary has accepted the suggestion put by Mr. Patel to put out the idea of meeting of all stakeholders. Now that will be held in Kuala Lumpur on June 7th. Now, Chiranjit, what do you have to say all about this, and what do you make of all of this?
Well, we were hearing that AFC is here, Dato Windsor is going to give ISL an AFC recognition, right?
Yes.
What happened? AIFF was beating its drums. I-League, I-League is the main tournament, but ISL is now like a proper league, so it will get a special status. That's what Kushal Das told Times of India. What happened?
Well, they rejected.
First, they were saying that we will have three AFC spots, right? One for Super Cup, one for ISL, one for I-League.
Yep.
That was rejected first. The third spot was rejected. Then they tried to get ISL to get a direct AFC Cup spot. That got rejected.
Yep.
Then East Bengal and Mohun Bagan put their feet down. They said they don't want to pay 15 crore franchisee fee, but I don't think that's the main concern that they have. What they're actually pushing for is the home ground issue. They want to play from Kolkata. So that's what they said, that we will not submit the bids until IMG-Reliance accepts it. And all the plans that they had laid out, that AFC, they will have the AFC General Secretary next to them, and they will announce ISL has finally gotten recognition and everything, and they will have all these new shiny teams to show for. It seems like all of IMG-Reliance's plans are just going to waste at the point, because East Bengal Mohun Bagan probably will not submit. There is no sign that they will submit now. We're hearing Tata may submit from Jamshedpur and Bengaluru FC may submit from Bengaluru, obviously, but we have not seen that happening. Like, there was actually a rumor spread from IMG-Reliance's part that Bengaluru FC is already submitted. Right? But that turns out not to be the case. Now they're saying, okay, they might sign today. I call complete bullshit on that. It may happen later on, I may be wrong, but what it seems like is that they will have to extend the line because they don't have the teams.
Yeah.
They fail to generate actual proper interest other than East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Bengaluru FC. So I think the plan was that East Bengal, Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru FC would submit bids, and the General Secretary would be here, and then AIFF can say, okay, AFC General Secretary took a look at everything and said, let's make ISL the top division. then they can pass the blame on to AFC. ISL FC cannot say that, hey, AIFF broke its promise. They can say AFC did it. So that was the idea, and because East Bengal and Mohun Bagan put their feet down and got the West Bengal Chief Minister involved in the case, and now everything seems to have come apart. That's why they had to step down, and it seems like they will extend the deadline, and everything will now depend on the meeting that happens in Kuala Lumpur on 7th June.
What do you make of the meeting? Is there what are you predicting about this? It's all about the stakeholders and the AFC meeting. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Will they come to a certain conclusion, and will they join hands on one? Will both the parties be on the same side?
Yeah, let's just say that the merger is more possible now because everybody will be there. The central government representatives will be there. The FIFA representatives will be there. A number of tournament directors from AFC will be there, and all I-League clubs and all ISL team representatives will be there. So this is a place where ISL FC can directly make their concerns heard by FIFA. Okay. This is they can simply just say what the problem is directly, because usually what AFC gets regarding the situation in India is the reports they are getting from AIFF. Okay. And AIFF obviously will paint a very rosy picture saying ISL is awesome and I-League is a failure and all that, the way they were saying it.
Yeah.
But that must have been a rude awakening for the AFC General Secretary, because he came and saw that the ISL bidding process is a failure without the I-League clubs that they wanted. And obviously, even Mohun Bagan have written to AFC, ISL FC have also written to AFC, I think. So the fact that AIFF is just forcefully trying to relegate multiple top division clubs just to get a private tournament, the recognition of a top division league. You can do that without relegation, the existing top division clubs. It should be obvious to anybody other than IMG-Reliance. And AIFF is doing anything that IMG-Reliance is saying. So this is the most in your face example of AIFF's plan completely failing, and them being embarrassed in front of AFC, and AFC saying, "Tumse nahi ho payega, beta." We will sit down. We will pay people in attendance. We will hear everybody and chalk out a difference. And I won't be surprised if the extension date, for bid submission falls right after the meeting on 7th June. So let's say they will 15-16 days they will extend, and it will be 9th or 10th June. So whatever they were planning, what the roadmap press conference that they were trying to announce tomorrow, that probably will not happen now. So the 26th May press conference should be cancelled anytime today. So it's very funny, because IMG-Reliance were the ones who were playing dirty all this time, choking I-League, not promoting it since 2010 when they took control of it, slowly killing all I-League clubs and creating a situation where Goan clubs had to walk out of I-League. And just arriving at this point where I-League clubs have no other option but either fall in line with ISL or just perish in a parallelly held meaningless I-League tournament. So now two I-League clubs are playing dirty as well. East Bengal and Mohun Bagan got the chief minister involved, and now they are putting further pressure on IMG-Reliance, and now IMG-Reliance are getting a taste of their own medicine. So it's a bit entertaining to look at the whole thing.
Yeah, now, Kevin, what do you make of this? Is this a good thing that finally everyone's coming on the same table?
Very much. This is something that we've been hoping for, that AFC does take notice of what the problem is happening, about what the mess is of Indian football has happened after AIFF has thought about merging. So very much in favor of Indian football, that FIFA, AFC is taking a stand that they will not let something like a glamorous tournament take over something like of a development league. So the hopes are just getting higher and higher that this can get favorable for Indian football. So for me, this could have never been better than this.
Well, now all eyes will be on June 7th. I mean, every day, I hope. Once again, we only can hope, right? That brings us a solid some points, that emerges out from that big meeting, and whatever happens, I hope it's good for the future of Indian football, and we have a clear vision of the roadmap of Indian football. Well, that's all, folks. Today's show. Now, hope you enjoy the show. And as I said earlier, also while I was starting it, thank you so much for all the kind words and critics. Keep it coming. Make us grow, and we are all in this together. We will let you know about all the updates that's happening. Regarding the camp, about the matches, and of course the bid of ISL teams as well. Now, if you're listening to our show on YouTube, hit the like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon so you get updates of our new episode. You can also listen to our show on Audioboom, SoundCloud, iTunes, and various other podcasting apps. We are also on Twitter, personally, Boza_Kevin, Chiranjit Toja, Sujin Matthew 94. Follow the TFG Football Twitter handle, and for all that you want to read about Indian football, get onto our website, thefangarage.com. Have a great day, guys. Cheers.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी.
बोलिए मैडम.
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, थिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर जकरबर्ग है और द फैन गराज है. आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम. आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप. सब आपकी उंगलियों पे.